This is Comms 101, Informative Speech, and these are my audience members. They're snacking and waiting on the speech to be done. All right, let's get started. So, imagine with me a scenario here. You're at 10,000 feet, you have nowhere to go, and you have a limited amount of time which you can spend with a person. So what do? Well, this directly describes the aviation piloting industry. So back to you guys. I know you are not aviation majors, but how would you spend your time with this person? If they were a Christian, would you spend your time directly discipling them? Or perhaps if they were not, would you spend your time spreading the gospel? This is what I want to talk to you about today. I know you are not aviation majors, but I wish to make a correlation between our future vocations and how we can use them as platforms in promoting what God values. So I'm going to use aviation as an example as my future vocation will be. So the airplane piloting industry is a growing vocation that can be used to spread the gospel, disciple others, and to support a potential family. Now on to expound on my first point. The aviation industry is in fact a growing vocation. Well, how do we know this? The Federal Bureau of Labor Statistics indicated a growth in airline piloting jobs at 11% from 2010 to 2020. In addition, the trans-Pacific flights between North America and China have increased by 25% since 2006, according to the Center for Aviation. In addition to all of this, on the military side, there is a shortage of 200 Air Force fighter pilots. Now, to the general population, that may not seem like that much, but when you look at the intense training and the rigorous testing these men and women go through, it really is a high number of shortage of fighter pilots in the military. So, when there's a shortage like this, we as Christians fill those jobs. Now, as hardworking people filling those jobs, now what do we do? What do we do when we are in these respective jobs? How do we use this effectively to spread the gospel, to do those things which God values? Well, for example, in the aviation industry, time spent in the cockpit with somebody is a rather large deal. You are sitting up there at 10,000 feet for hours, and time can be spent spreading the gospel, discipling others, as well as organizations that can come through not only aviation, the aviation career, but also in other careers. Organizations such as the CPA, the Christian Pilots Association. And a quote from them from their website tells what this is all about. Established in 1972, Christian Pilots Association is a mobilizing service agency dedicated to assisting God's people in fulfilling the Great Commission of Jesus Christ found in Matthew 28:19 through 20, providing emergency air logistics, survival services, and supplies for people in need. So there are multiple ways in which we as Christians can use our vocations as a platform for promoting those things that God values. As well as discipling others and spreading the gospel, God also values supporting a family if one chooses to do so. So when we as Christians are looking at our future jobs, we have to take into consideration the amount of income we will receive. Well, as an example, for the airline piloting industry, there is quite a bit of income. And as well, I'll share a verse with you, which will explain a little bit more the way God values supporting your family. 1 Timothy 5:8 says, "If anyone does not provide for his relatives, and especially for his immediate family, he has denied the faith and is worse than an unbeliever." Now this places a heavy emphasis on supporting your family. Not only does God value supporting a family, but if you do choose to have a family, there are consequences for not supporting your family. So, for an example, how does the airline industry line up with this? Well, the median annual pay for airline pilots, co-pilots, and engineers was $103,210 annually in 2010, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. And since the piloting industry is a growing one, this as well should continue to grow, this annual pay. So, in addition to that, the military is also growing in their pay and guarantees a signing bonus of $225,000 for Air Force pilots. Now, obviously, the training is very rigorous, but the pay in the end is, of course, enough to support a family. My point being in all this, being a pilot has not only financial benefits and a growing workforce, but is also, on top of all of that, an industry in which someone can use it as a platform to promote those things that God values, discipling others, spreading the gospel, and possibly supporting a family. Now back to you all. What is my point in telling you all this? Well, as I said earlier, I hope that you've gained a perspective on the way that you can use your own future vocation in spreading the gospel, discipling others, and supporting your own families. Thank you for your time.